Pre-order the Medal of Honor Warfighter Limited Edition for access to the exclusive Battlefield 4 beta.
What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here, and yeah, today I'm actually bringing you a special Battlefield video because you just saw it. Battlefield 4 has been officially confirmed by EA and by DICE, and yeah, I thought that was a really interesting move from them to me, and to be honest, I'm pretty disappointed with that. So yeah, basically once you pre-order the new Medal of Honor Warfighter, you will get exclusive beta access to Battlefield 4. So that's kind of like the way they just announced Battlefield 4, not with any footage or with a trailer or, you know, I don't know, a screenshot or whatever. They decided to just announce it this way, and yeah, I think I know why they did that, but I'm gonna talk about that at the end. Anyways, I found it so stupid, to be honest, because Battlefield 3, when they announced Battlefield 3. They really it blew my mind, and you know the way they did it, like the whole year of trailers and you know footage they've shown us, really felt like this epic game, and you know this was something that would only release, you know, once a generation with you know, with a Battlefield. I mean the core, you know, just the core Battlefield games, like yeah, the first Battlefield, which was 1942. Then Battlefield 2 actually released 3 to 4 years later, and for Battlefield 3 they actually decided to wait 6 years, so there was really a big gap of time in between them. And yeah, then they came with Battlefield 3, and yeah, I mean, that just, it felt so great, so innovating. The graphics were just amazing, and you know, it was, they called it you know, next generation technology for current generation platforms. And yeah, that's, you know, so it really felt to me like, okay, this is the final step on this generation of consoles until we, you know, get to see Battlefield on the next generation. But yeah, they decided to just make another one. I mean, I assume that this is still going to be for PS3 and Xbox 360, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, of course, but you know, I mean. Next gen hasn't been announced yet, and it will probably be announced at next E3, and that's in a year. So you know, they will definitely show us Battlefield 4 footage before that. Anyways, I had really expected them to, you know, to now make things like Battlefield Bad Company 3 or maybe even Mirror's Edge 2, you know, to focus on those things, and then, you know, in 6 years we get a new Battlefield, which would be Battlefield 4. That's really how I expected it. And yeah, it didn't happen that way. They decided to immediately make Battlefield 4 after you know, the big epic game that Battlefield 3 was. So yeah, I just, you know, I really couldn't believe it, to be honest, when that stuff leaked, and then you know, when they finally showed us you know, what you just saw in that Medal of Honor trailer. I really didn't believe that it was true before that point, but yeah, it turned out it was true. And yeah, I mean, if this is the way EA is going, like every year a Medal of Honor, and then the next year a Battlefield game, and then the next year Medal of Honor, I mean, I really don't want to see Battlefield 5, you know, immediately after Battlefield 4 again. I mean, it just doesn't feel that epic anymore then. I mean, they made such a big step with Battlefield 3 and everything, and you know, they can't just do that again. I mean, Battlefield 4 will look very similar to Battlefield 3. I mean, I'm sure of that. So yeah, it's not gonna feel anymore like this big epic game, like the way they promoted Battlefield 3 and the way it was with all those trailers and stuff. You know, they also still have DLC for Battlefield 3 until March 2013. So yeah, I mean, I assume that Battlefield 4 is going to be released fall 2013, you know, together with the new Call of Duty then, whether that be Modern Warfare 4 or just a new, fresh, you know, sort of series in the Call of Duty series. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see about that. I didn't, you know, I didn't want this to happen. I actually just wanted Battlefield Bad Company 3 or Mirror's Edge 2, so they could just, you know, so yeah, so they could just make big steps again with Battlefield 4, and I'm sure those big steps won't be, we won't see those anymore with Battlefield 4. yeah, then just to finish it off, I want to talk a bit about the next generation platforms. So I assume that Battlefield 4 is going to be released on PC, PS3 and Xbox 360. Now, Xbox 360 and PS3 already had disadvantages with Battlefield 3. They only had 24 players, while PC had 64, so we got, you know, I mean the maps were the same, but they basically, you know, they didn't let us use a lot of the map, so, you know, we only played in like the middle center of the map, and we never got to go like on the outer parts of a map, and you know, that was pretty much the difference. And yeah, that's really stupid. So you don't get to play on the whole map actually when you play huge game modes like Conquest. But yeah, I mean they can't just. I assume that they can't just do. You know, that they can't give us 64 players now on PS3 with Battlefield 4. I mean, they couldn't do it with Battlefield 3, so why could they with Battlefield 4? So maybe, I assume that when, well, you know, I think that when PS4 and Xbox 720 or whatever it's called is going to be announced at E3 next year, I think that they're gonna announce Battlefield 4 as well for those systems, as well as the PS3 and Xbox 360, but also their successors. And yeah, I mean, then, you know, for the consoles we will see a big step, because PC was definitely much better than the console version for Battlefield 3. So yeah, maybe we will see steps though then with the next generation of platforms, but you know, we'll see. And now that EA actually has that contract with PlayStation for you know, for the early DLC releases, it could be very cool if Battlefield 4, you know, only came to PS4, and that they're actually gonna leave the new Xbox behind. That would be an interesting move to make with EA, because you know, obviously I think EA doesn't really like Microsoft because they have those deals with Call of Duty. So yeah, EA does the deals with PlayStation for Battlefield. So you know, this could be something huge. And yeah, I mean, it's just a theory of mine. I mean, they probably, you know, won't make a lot of money with doing that, but yeah, you could actually see it coming. Anyways, let me know what you think about Battlefield 4, and if you wanted it to be Battlefield 4 or just Battlefield Black Company 3 or Mirror's Edge 2. And yeah, thanks for watching.